Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Reef Life with myself, Dutch Reefer. So in this video there are quite some updates that I wanted to share with you. First of all, the lighting of my tank. So in my previous videos I still had the Red Sea REEFER 160S above this tank, which created a pretty okay light. It was looking good. It was slightly on the blue side, which I found a bit difficult to adjust and to adapt to the tank itself. And so I thought about alternatives, since the ReefLads sport a pretty centric lens, which then shines across the entire tank from one focal point. So I started looking at alternatives, and I found the Ecotech Radions. Of course, there is a new generation out, the G6s, but I found those a bit too expensive, and there was a good deal on the G5s. So I got some Radion G5s XR30 Pros, which light up the tank in a whole different way, to be fair, and was quite pleasantly surprised by the overall change. I didn't expect it to be such a big change. I didn't expect it to be so close to T5 performance or T5 lighting actually, but as you can see, it gives a very smooth look with not a lot of flickering. So the typical LED flickering that you see on the bottom of the tank, it's it's a bit visible if you look closely, but overall it gives a very smooth look to the entire tank. And also I think the light lights up the tank a lot more evenly. So instead of the light coming from two focal points, it's actually two LED bars going all across the tank, and giving a lot more coverage from a lot of different angles especially. So one of the funny things that you can distinguish these by, and that there's various colors of LEDs in this picture, is the light on the wall. As you can see in this close-up shot, there's a bit of green, a bit of red, a bit of blue, and a bit of purple. So that really distinguishes well how much different color LEDs there are in these Radions, and yeah, the overall look that it produces, which you can see on my tank. And I am really baffled by the lights. So it's way too early to give you a review or a performance update or even a comparison as how they perform opposite to the ReefLad 160Ss. But overall, the color is so much more beautiful. As you can see with the Fritmani that's now in the middle of the tank, the purple fish, it's so much more vibrant. Even the clownfish themselves give off a very vibrant color. And yeah, overall, most of the corals really pop under these lights. I'm currently using the AB Plus preset that's programmed into the light using the Mobius app. And as you can see, it produces some really beautiful fluorescence across the tank. For example, let me zoom into to this Alveopora. Even though it's a bit of a normal color green, it's really beautiful. And here the Ricordea garden, which I've organized a bit, also looks pretty stunning if you compare all the different colors, and especially this one, of course, which I've had for a little over 4 years. That's been well, kind of the centerpiece of the Ricordeas in the tank. Also this one looks pretty spectacular, although it's a bit light. But we'll get onto that a bit later. A couple of new corals that I got. I think it's nice to give you a small update. This Trachyphilia right here, it blends in really well with the others. Not much of a color difference as compared to the one behind it or the one close to it, but still, I love me some Trachyphilia, and these are some of the favorite colors that I find out there. Of course, it would be nice to get a couple more, especially with some red color, but we'll get those later. Here again you can see the Fritmani, which looks really stunning under these lights. Of course, still a bit shy. So yeah, overall, after 2 days, so it's very early to tell, but the corals look good. The polyp expansion is there. The coloration looks great, and overall a very smooth look to the entire tank. So one thing that I have been not worrying about, but which I've seen develop over the past week, is that some of my SPS were doing really bad. So for example, this one right here, these are doing okay. There's still some polyp expansion, doesn't look too bad. But these ones right here, these two, the tips have started dying, which is really a bad thing, of course, something you don't want to see. And that goes for this one as well. And yeah, that's a shame. And I started looking for a possible cause, and I think I found it. My calcium is way too high, so it's above 500. Well, ideally it should be between 420 and 460. So I've stopped dosing calcium as of today, and let's see if these corals recover, or at least if they don't get worse over time, and the other corals don't suffer too much. Because of course, if your calcium is too high, the corals will not appreciate it. Same goes for alkalinity, but that's at 9, so that's perfectly fine at this time. This fungia, I don't know if I've shown you this before, but that's also a piece that I got I think a week ago, and I also really like the fluorescence. Yeah, I think I mentioned it in my last video, together with these two Rhodactis right here, the green one and the orange with blue one, orange with green one. But again, they look so much more beautiful under these lights. Last new piece that I got is this piece of LPS. I'm not sure if it's a Favia, please correct me if I'm wrong, but nevertheless it looks really great. It has a bit of red around the edges, then some green, and then the hearts are pretty much blue. So I think overall that gives a very nice blend of colors into the polyps on this one. So as you can see, it looks really really nice. Also, as I've done a lot before in the past, if you've seen my older videos, I've started feeding mastic again. It's this product right here. It's a product by Easy Reefs, and yeah, it has proven to be very nutritious and valuable for keeping the fish healthy. As you can see, even the copper band is eating from it actively, so it's been in there for a couple of hours already, but still the fish will get back to it every now and then, just to get a nibble and to feed on it. So it's great for any kind of fish, either algae eating fish like the foxface that's creeping up behind at the moment, or the clownfish, which eat everything basically, and even the copper band, which is normally very picky on what it likes to eat. And I'm sure that in the night, when it's still there, all of the shrimp, so that will be the blood shrimp and the cleaner shrimp, will show up, and they will start nibbling on it as well. But now, as of now, they're nicely hidden behind the rocks. So one last thing that I wanted to highlight is that because my water parameters are a bit out of check, I did decide to do an ICP OES test. So I've gone with a Triton Labs, this one, Triton Lab ICP OES test. I need to put that in the mail on Monday or Tuesday, and to see if there's any other values other than the calcium which are not in good balance at the moment. Of course, since this tank has not matured very much, I expect there to be some parameters not good, and hopefully I can fix them based on the advice that I get from Triton. So other than that, that's the most important stuff that I wanted to share with you today. I hope you enjoy the new look of the tank. I know I do. I will be doing a review of the G5s in I think in a couple of weeks, or maybe 1 or 2 months, after I've seen their full potential. But for now, very glad with the overall looks compared to the Red Sea REEFER. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider liking and or subscribing. That will help me grow the channel. For now, have a very nice week ahead of you, and I'll see you again next week. Bye bye.